Thursday night, January 17, 2019. Welcome to the latest edition of Outlaw Radio, Dreams and Nightmares. What a concept, what a show, what a night, what a life, what a host. Patting myself on the back. It's the world-class smart-ass in the building, man. Turn it up loud so you can hear me. Some really good J. Cole, man, to start you out, Deja Vu. That boy made his voice sound like Tupac. He got a little Tupac-ish on there on me. So I had to do that. Welcome to the show. I'm happy to be here. Shot King's here. The whole clique is here. Right. This will be a beautiful show. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit follow, make comments. Just don't be disrespectful, because I might know your mama. So don't play with me. What's going on, Brother Talk?
Man, talk to teach, listen to learn. True transfer engineer.
All right, man. I see you got your Las Vegas shirt on tonight.
I do.
He got his Elvis on. We're all winning this race.
This is my passive-aggressive protest of not having my hoodie.
Ooh, he got rhinestones on.
Hey.
Bounce them on that knees.
I don't have a hoodie.
He got his Varnell Hill on.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
what it do?
Have a hoodie? All black people.
We got the
have
queen
hoodies.
in the building, man. She's she's mysterious.
That's right.
Right, she's a lady.
She's
a lady.
That's my song.
Whoa,
There you
she's
go.
A lady.
There you go. That's my intro.
What's going on, Reggie?
Hi, everybody in Milltown.
Right.
Hey, the queen is the queen, man. You can't question her. I want to say welcome back. You was on holiday.
Come on now.
We thought you was, out there under the tanning lamp trying to get dark like me, not be light like Jason, or middle of the road like Bear Me.
Yeah, you see how rumors get started.
Right, everybody wants my melanin. Stop playing with me. Mountain Man from the Mill involved. Problem solved. Who you gonna call? Better not be Ghostbusters. What's going on, Bear Meat?
What's up, y'all? What's going on, Milltown?
You got your chew in your mouth? Or not? I told you about having shit in your mouth when the show started. What's going on?
As long as it's true.
Goodness gracious. Somebody get this man a spit cup.
Getting this Carol Malone on.
No, don't chew on me, man. We brothers, man. Stop that, man. That's nasty.
Whatever.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, I wanna send a personal thank you to everybody who subscribed to our YouTube page. You the MVP, the people who viewed it. Man, we don't mind constructive criticism. We know we just getting started, right? So we don't mind that.
Ground floor.
And plus, if y'all ain't stopped me by 43, y'all ain't gonna stop me. So it's not like nobody never said nothing bad. Comment, hit like, hit follow. Don't be a square. Share, right? And all those kinds of things. Outlaw Radio, Dreams and Nightmares. Like I said, our normal schedule is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are in the process of Jason and myself, and we're trying to come up with something to give us another night so that you won't have to go so long in between hearing my voice, my magical voice.
Oh my God.
My smooth baritone. And then when you watch on YouTube, you get the butter soft skin and the boy's good looks. Look at the cheekbone definition.
Lord have mercy.
Shot King in the building. Look at the cheekbone definition.
That was too long of an intro.
Hey,
Let me look at it.
My brother be having some good angles, man. So I'm just saying.
You're on the right
I don't know if
children's
everybody on there, you know what I mean? Hey.
You really did turn my mic down, didn't you?
I did. I cut your shit off. I don't know why I can hear you now.
Can we
I'm
cut his
salty.
shit down?
He did. He turned it down for
Can we
real.
cut his down? He sound like Trump. Me.
I got two things that's big now. My ego and my
Me.
ammunition.
We're not gonna invite you to the party.
Right, I was there. It's my party. What you talking about?
We're gonna cancel.
I promoted it.
We're gonna cancel you.
But Dreams and Nightmares. Here's January. Here's this part of this year where MLK becomes the focus. His birthday. The whole holiday of MLK's birthday. I call it like holiday-ish. We had to fight tooth and nail to get it to be a fucking federal holiday.
I remember
when
that.
it should have been a fucking given when you got President's Day and all this kind of other bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's colonialism and that's a different show. But when we talk about MLK, let's talk about MLK because that's what we do on our show.
Right.
We talk about shit.
Yeah.
We don't just mention it to keep it pushing.
We keep it specific. I think
Right.
Arizona was the last one to pass it.
Yeah.
Keep
Where
it
all of the Magneros are running right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's not a cheap shot.
No, I know you ain't the first.
No, it wasn't cheap.
No. I know a lot of people who relocated. That's not even you giving up our business. See, Bear Me, get your girl, man. Listen here. MLK, until we got Barack Obama, Martin Luther King was probably, the most famous black man in the history of, Negroism. He was, his sacrifice, his ascendance, you know, the way he came through and did what he needed to do in order to make sure that we had what we need to have in order to move forward was probably the greatest contribution that we had gotten. I'm not shortchanging Malcolm or Medgar or Harriet or any of our real black superheroes.
Takes one to get to the other.
But Martin was kind of like, you know, he was kind of like the amalgamation. And after Martin, things kind of, it looked on the surface like they transcended. And it looked like he died for something. And it looked like the sacrifices that he and other black people made meant we got something out of it.
I don't think we've seen change of that magnitude since.
Well, I've been looking at, we've always talked about integration on our show. Like, I think integration is one of the worst things that happened to black people in the sense that we let go of solidarity in order to embrace integration. And integration is a false narrative in itself. You can't force people to accept things. You just can't. And Milwaukee, the white people in Milwaukee are the perfect example. Okay, you want to do this federally mandated open housing act, then we'll just white flight to suburbs that used to be just one train station and a couple shacks are now economically doing better than we are because they left and went there. Okay, you want in 1978 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you want to force desegregation of the schools. Shout out to Judge Reynolds, wherever he might be, and Lloyd Barbie. Then the white people say, well, that's fine. We'll just take our kids out the goddamn school. Right? Shout out to MPS teachers. You keep talking about what you want to do for the school system. Maybe y'all should send y'all kids to MPS. Because I know a great percentage of you teachers don't send your kids to MPS schools. Fuck with me. I'll call your name on the show. I'm on YouTube now. I'm a little bit more dangerous. Don't have me on this motherfucker saying your government name. You can't sue me. I ain't got shit. What you want, this vest? I'll get another one.
Give him a t-shirt.
The gun don't come with it, right?
You give him a hoodie.
Reggie got the hoodie on. Jason got the hoodie on.
Send him a hoodie.
Bear Me got the Bear Me here.
Fuck you, man.
I needed to hear it. It gives me strength.
Motherfucker said I'm here.
But look, okay. So when I talk about dreams and nightmares, then let's talk about it in honor of Martin Luther King.
All right.
You know, what is that dream? How far have we come? Did we get to the?
No.
Did we get to
the mountain?
Did we live the dream because we had Barack?
No. No.
You said no. You hit the buzzer first. Go ahead.
Right, no, we ain't never lived a dream.
We lived the mountain.
And part of that reason is because they don't play his last speeches.
Right.
They just now start playing them. I heard 2 or 3 the other day for the Martin Luther King celebration they having.
Right.
You can come check out his speeches. Now they starting to change them up. You know what I mean? So after this, we'll know how many grades we done made.
All right. Okay.
Because you know, before it was weak, it was we shall overcome.
Right.
Okay.
So
that shit over with. That shit over with.
Not your grandfather's Negro.
No, that shit, and it shouldn't take no fucking 20 and 30 years and all this shit for this shit to come true.
Well, progress is a slow process, though.
Man, it shouldn't be that damn slow.
That's what they told
I'm
you.
gonna hit the buzzer too.
It don't have to be.
Okay. Well, Reggie said I'm going next.
I'm going next.
You know what I mean?
What you got, my queen?
You know what? It really irks me now when people say, oh, we got the first black. We got the first black. This is 2019, and we're talking about we got the first black? Are you kidding me? That is so irritating to me. Like, even with Mandela. What's his name, Mandela?
Mandela.
The first black, but he's not even...
Second. He's second.
But he's...
The first black lieutenant governor, but the second state elected official.
But I want him to be the governor. He ain't the first black governor.
No, he's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
we still so far behind. We all happy about, ooh, the first. What the hell? We 2019. It should be no first. Even black people winning awards. It's the first black person, the first black woman, the first. Why the hell are we still being the first of anything in 2019? It
No,
should be like
in all
20
honesty,
to 30 people, you know, before that. I hate
in
that.
all honesty, that's up here.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Down south, please. Man, they been had
Please don't.
No, they been had plenty black governors, plenty
They
black.
wouldn't give it to that one lady in
officials.
Atlanta. What was her name? They wouldn't give it to her.
Yeah, but she was just one of many.
But that's
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
before her.
It shouldn't
Well,
be one.
I talked about
already.
a long time ago coming up out of integration. We were hit with this wave of these black mayors. So we talk about the South. Now, this is why I disagree with you about the South, because Atlanta is the singular entity. Like, you better not bring up Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, It's Atlanta, it's Georgia, where you get black politicians. You get Maynard Jackson, you get Andrew Young, you get Douglas Wilde in Virginia. You get what's my man name in Detroit, who's the real G of all mayors, the mayor of all mayors,
Barry
Coleman Young.
and
then in Chicago you get Harold Washington. Right,
Washington.
So you get all of these,
That's
and then
them too.
in DC, but then in DC you get my man Barry.
Right.
This bitch set me up. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Oh, you talking about Marion Barry? I'm like,
Barry, man.
what the hell?
Fuck, this bitch set me up.
even though it wasn't a film, though, tape.
Well, but he was reelected after that,
Yeah.
and he was looked upon as probably one of the greatest black legislators that Chocolate City has ever had. So there is an appearance. There's a temporary middle class. There's a teasing of the middle class. I grew up in Milwaukee during the time when black people had the highest standard of living in this country, and you can go and look it up. They teased us with the middle class, and a smart brother told me one time in the barbershop, I was, we was kicking some game, and I had defeated some opponents in there. I think he liked my style. So he said, young brother, I hear everything you saying, but you know what killed the revolution in Milwaukee? And I said, what? He said, A.L. Smith started hiring. And that's what happened to the revolution in Milwaukee. So we got it back now. Milwaukee has been more politically active over the last 4 or 5 years than ever before. Shout out to the original Black Panther Party of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It ain't up there for no reason. The general will be here live tomorrow night. We're going to do the Panther Power Hour. And we going to do the food like we always do. And the general might say, fuck everybody. You don't know, fuck butter.
In the heart.
Fuck jelly.
You know what I mean?
Fuck saltine crackers.
Kool-Aid.
Fuck peppercorns and the cheese. Like, yo, general, fuck the cheese. Fuck that cheese.
KFC.
Right. So tune in tomorrow night. You'll be shortchanged if you didn't. If you don't embrace the entire weekend, the People's Network weekend, then you're going to miss something. Because if you miss the Thursday night show, you don't get to, but you can. If you miss it, you can go on YouTube.
There you go.
Because it's on the People's Network channel on YouTube. And shame on you if you ain't a subscriber.
Check it out.
When I see you, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. And I got all y'all names written down. And people who know me know I will slap your ass. I'm joking, man. I'm 43. I'm retired, man. I hung up my backhand. Right. So we're going to have a good time tonight, man. We're going to talk about the dream, and we're going to talk about the nightmare that it has become.
All right.
Because Black America, for all intents and purposes, right now is a nightmare. Self-hate is running rampant. White privilege is running hard. And Trump is just running from any and everything that make any kind of sense at all. You have a government shutdown simply because this motherfucker wants to build a wall between us and Mexico. The geography of it is something that you got to talk about, but the audacity of it is something else. Like I would tell him, this is how hypocritical you are. You want to build a wall now because you're afraid of immigration. You and yours never took the steps in the early 80s to build a wall between us and South America. You allowed drugs to flood our community and decimate us, and then say, well, it's a war on drugs.
Right.
When mass incarceration was the move all the time, and you balanced the budgets on our backs because you wanted to keep communism from coming to South America, and you wanted to play with fucking Sandinistas and Contras and all this bullshit.
All right.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Well, why
Put a
Trump?
finger in the sky if you want it. Ain't that what J. Cole said when the show started?
Why Trump didn't do them like they done us?
Which time? Because I've been done up a lot of different ways.
Anytime, just
I've
don't,
given it up a lot of different ways.
just stop hiring them.
Yeah, I'm nasty.
They took it sometimes.
What you mean? Say that again? Now he looking at me like, damn, did you just say that shit? Like, what you say?
Just stop hiring them.
Hiring who?
The Mexicans.
Because he's not in control of it.
It's too many.
Well, he hires them in his hotel. Remember he had the taco salad like, where am I gonna get this shit from?
That's what I'm saying.
But you the one who wants to build a wall. And then the government shut down. See, I love it because it's continuous backlash. Because I blame Trump on white America. Let me look into the camera and say this. White America, Trump is your fault.
Yours.
Absolutely.
You can try and justify this shit. You can try to make it ain't that bad to your old ass mama lose her Medicare and her fucking foot fall off.
Uh-oh.
Ain't
Right?
gonna happen.
Come on, man.
Her insulin.
Jason, take this microphone.
It ain't gonna happen.
Man, you doing your thing.
No, you all right. Come on in.
It ain't gonna
Dreams and nightmares, man. Because I had a dream, little black boys and little black girls.
I like what Reggie was saying.
Okay.
About being the first black this and the first black that, and we hold it up as some sort of honor when the fact of the matter is, it's not like it was the first black one that was qualified. is the first black one that was given that opportunity. So in a way, it's kind of applauding the racism. It's kind of applauding the fact that they've been holding us back, and this one they let through.
They let through.
You know what I mean?
And it's
So-
supposed to be so,
and we should be happy about that. So you know what I mean? It's almost like a slap in the face. You know?
What you think about Martin's dream, Reggie?
I mean, like I said, the mountain is still way, way in the distance to me because it's just, we have not achieved that. It's like we are going backwards instead of
Like
forward.
a hamster
You know,
in the fucking treadmill.
we are, and
Steady
it's
rolling.
sad. I mean, and now, you know, like I remember you said about me building the wall. I'm not talking about let's build a wall, but there's a lot of damn Mexicans here. It really is.
Why you
And
gotta call them damn Mexicans?
because I got into it with one.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
I was
She
like-
got into it with one.
Peachy my
One.
head.
I got into it with one.
One. He pissed me off. We was talking about, you know, when I guess that man hit that woman, the little girl. And then he made this comment, his name Rodriguez or something, about, well, you talk slick, you get Skittles.
Oh, some Zimmerman shit.
And, you know, then he gonna play like
And
I'm
he was
done.
Mexican.
Yes. And I said, you know what? You talk shit, you get ice.
You should have said, lose a war, you get a wall.
No, that's what I, well,
That's what happened to
basically,
Ed.
that's what I said. I said, you talk slick, you get ice.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
And then I said, why don't you put your address on Facebook since you want to talk shit?
Make sure you edit that out.
Well, please
Don't put that on there.
You said,
No,
damn.
no, not
Why
you.
you just set it on the table?
Went a little hard that time, y'all. My fault.
Oh, he was feeling it.
Go ahead, Reggie.
But see, it's like there are a lot of Mexicans coming in, and then they're getting kind of nasty with the wrong people. I'm like, baby, I had y'all back, and you know, as black people, we always try to be saving everybody and have their back, but they will never have our back. If it had to be the opposite way, they trying to build a wall against us.
Well,
we would got shot
historically-
at the damn wall. They would execute
Historically,
us.
let's talk about the relationship between black people and Mexican people. A lot of them Pinchy Maete, they don't like us. Like, let's be honest. I mean, I love to hear George Lopez joke as much as the next man, but the reality of it is Mexicans don't like us, but Mexicans have such airtight solidarity.
Who does?
That's why they have their
Right.
communities where they speak their language and they raise their kids and they drive their dualies and they wear their big ass belt buckles.
Who
Right.
does like us though?
Right. Well, I'm kind of fond of us.
But that's what I'm saying. So why are we all? Ooh,
That's all I
don't do
really
it.
need.
Now, as a people, well, you know, personally, but as a people, we don't like each other.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, because I don't like some of you motherfuckers who won't subscribe to our channel and
Yeah.
shit. And
But-
follow our,
but-
like y'all ain't real black
But you
people.
still ain't gonna
Oh,
build
like-
no wall though.
Right.
Keep them out, you know.
They wouldn't
Put
have
no
to worry
wall
about
around
no
our
If
wall.
I had the money, I would build a wall.
You would.
I build it around my house.
Oh
Thank
hell
you.
no.
Girl, you
I
ain't
build it
lying.
around my
Hell
house.
no. Well, you need to move to Vegas. Or some
I'm
shit.
trying my best.
They don't
That's why I
have.
need for y'all to subscribe.
That's all they got is fucking walls.
Let's start a GoFundMe for Kev to move out on that farm, man. You know,
Yeah,
make
right.
our own bread. And, you know, raise our own chickens, our own goats.
We get
Yeah.
free goat milk.
We got a
for 6
well
months.
out back where we get our own water.
Oh, shit.
Catfish are delicious.
Wait till I see you them pictures.
Right. Right. Head west, young man.
It's gonna be going down.
But you know, the dream, the dreamer. You know, this is the image. You think about the way black history was taught to us coming up. Martin Luther King was the single most powerful image that you got because of his passiveness early on. That's what they
non-violent
wanted
position.
you to really embrace.
Oh, absolutely.
They mentioned Malcolm, but they kept moving.
I just like.
They mentioned Garvey, but they kept moving.
I
Right?
just like toward the end
What's at the end?
when Martin started to get more aggressive.
Well, Martin went
Yeah.
against the Vietnam War, and that's what made white people get mad at.
when he start appearing with Elijah Muhammad and taking pictures
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Malcolm.
me.
Toward the
Yeah.
end.
But it was more or less his
He started getting
non-support.
pissed toward the
It
end.
was
Well,
more or less
absolutely.
his non-support for the Vietnam War.
And the fact that he said, when we come again, we coming for a check.
We
It's
coming.
time, it was time for
Right.
reparations.
We coming
He
for
started
it,
talking
right.
about dollars.
So check this out. It's Outlaw Radio, Dreams and Nightmares. We're going to take a musical break. We'll be right back. We got a lot tonight for you all. I hope you are tuned in, and I hope you are telling a friend to tell a friend. Hit like, hit follow, hit subscribe. Since I am the Hip Hop Snob, and we have a very good edition of the Hip Hop Snob coming up tonight, I got to do some classic hip hop shit.
Hey.
8Ball and MJG. Welcome back to Outlaw Radio, Dreams and Nightmares on a beautiful Thursday night, live from the Chocolate City Studios. It's your boy, the world-class smartass in the building. Got my spectacles on, my hip-hop spectacles. I can see a little bit more clearly. Once I got them on, I see the hoe in you. I see you out there hating. You better hit subscribe. You better hit subscribe. Stop playing with me. I made Reggie cough, man.
I'm like, damn.
Welcome back to the show, man. Dreams and Nightmares. Let's talk about race relations in America. Why not? Shit. Since I got Steve here, and I got Reggie here, and I got Jason here. My wife said you got everybody in the basement.
Good time for it.
Right. It ain't capital, but it is what it is, right? But race relations, man. Race relations fucking suck.
You heard what I said about the Mexicans talking about the Skittles?
Right, but you know what? Mexican people, they can hate us, and that's fine. Everybody else hates us, but I'm a little bit more upset with the race relations between us and the originators of us.
Right.
And the originators of us is us. Self-hate is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We are too eager to embrace them when they don't give a fuck about us.
No,
right?
not
Ice
even
Cube
half
has a
of
classic
us.
song called Us. And he said prophetically in the song, pretty soon hip-hop won't be so nice. No Ice Cube, just Vanilla Ice. And you'll sit and scream and cuss, but there's no one to blame but us. Don't make me fucking play that song.
But we got it back, man. We did get it back. Though.
Jason said, do it, nigga, do it. I'm glad you didn't hang with me back. Go, Kev.
Yeah.
Burn the motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Say it, give me the lighter. Nigga, give me the lighter. Yeah. Oh, this is my house. No, we gotta do this shit at your house. We'll start a fire at your house. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we did get hip hop back. I say we got a few mixed ones in there, but the white never took over like they wanted to. You get what I'm saying? And it's far less, it's a few white people.
Pump and you gotta this ain't the hip hop snob segment. I just race relations in this country, whether you want to admit it or not, fucking suck ass.
And I think it might have been part of Q.
Well,
coming out exposing it.
Shout out to
early
Q for
on.
making a song called Cave Bitch and still being able to have successful movies. Like ain't nobody bringing that
They
shit
don't
up.
understand. They didn't understand.
Q had a song called Little Korea where he just shitted on Asian people.
They didn't understand. They didn't
Right. He just said,
understand.
fuck y'all.
They didn't understand what he was
He
saying.
shitted on the East Coast.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
He used a lot of
Ice
his own
Cube
money
brother
too.
through the East without a vest.
He used a lot of his own money too. First out.
So race relations, and the game is on. Like they play us against each other, and we play into the bullshit. This motherfucking black people buy your records, but you won't come to the BET Awards. You be a satellite, but your punk ass is at the Grammys and the Oscars where they don't want your
That's
motherfucking
the shit I'm
ass.
talking about.
Because Wakanda show didn't win shit.
Right.
Wakanda.
The Black Panther movie is what she meant.
The Black Panther.
It's not. She said Wakanda, nigga.
Wakanda.
Waukesha. I was like, what? Amazon.
North Carolina.
I didn't say Waukesha.
Hey, we did it. What we do last week? We did a classic look. Reggie said something. I said, she didn't get it. So what the fuck they laughing at? Jason got it. You gotta watch. Go watch the goddamn show.
Check it out.
Right.
Check it out. Rewind.
Tell me about race relations, man.
Man, it's trickery.
Fuckery.
But you don't like my glasses, right? But just go let Jason talk.
Fuckery, not trickery, it's fuckery.
That mother got your eyes big.
Go
ahead, Jason. Go.
You made me pass out. Go ahead, Jason.
He did. I was there.
You gonna really tell that shit? I'm taking the glitter off your shirt. Give me them rhinestones.
It's bedazzled.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Said be dazzled.
Go ahead.
Man, it's trickery. We have to stop looking at it as if they have our best interest in mind. You know what I mean? They don't. It's been clear. So, stop listening to what they say and look at what they do. And then you'll understand. The only race relation that really matters is the lack of race relations that we have amongst one another.
Okay. I want people to understand that I'm not on a quest to get white people to accept me. I believe wholeheartedly in separate but equal. I really do. And I'm gonna put it out there.
Let's do that.
I don't have a problem with you not liking me. I have a problem with you making the fucking scales uneven. Like, you don't have to live with me. I don't necessarily live with you either. When you fuck with employment, when you fuck with empowerment, when you fuck with education, when you fuck with our kids being crippled for years to come and generations crippled years to come, then I got a problem with the shit. Like, it don't bother me because I don't like black guys. Surprise, surprise, Mr. Farowski. I don't fucking like you either. I just want this shit to be even.
Period.
I'm not asking you for anything. I don't care that you call me a nigga because I probably call you a honky.
Listen, and
I'm just keeping quiet.
you talk about forgiving them for all the atrocities that they've done. Let me ask you a question. Have they ever once asked for forgiveness?
Hell no. They ain't say they did nothing
They
wrong.
ain't ask for no forgiveness.
They ain't did nothing wrong.
So why we still trying to get up underneath their arm? And,
Who is we?
As a people, collectively, fuck them.
So in essence, Martin Luther King's dream, which I understand now, because see, I'm a communicator and I studied communications. I happen to have obtained a bachelor's degree in it. It's not paying me anything, so I might as well take credit for the shit right now, right? And I understand that there's such thing as an impromptu speech, and the I Have a Dream speech was entirely that.
Yes.
It was an impromptu speech.
Right.
It was a speech where he wasn't even supposed to be that cat, because you had all of the civil rights activists up to that point who are participating in this event, this march on D.C. Martin got up there and busted. He killed the busted mic.
Yeah.
Right. He got up there and rapped, and everybody said, "Oh, that shit was cold."
Right.
And that speech didn't really gain traction in terms of popularity until way after his death. So it's not like when he gave the I Have a Dream speech, white people said, "You know what? We probably shouldn't spray them with water."
And they picked that.
They was still like balls to the wall. We shooting that dude in the face in Memphis.
They picked that.
Right.
They picked that speech to make it famous.
They controlling the name.
And then reduced them down to a catchphrase.
You on fire tonight. Stop hating, man. Subscribe to this shit. Do that.
Race relations.
Somebody talk about. God
You
damn
talking about race relations?
Anybody can do it on
Let
this
me
show.
see. Race relations. You talking about when there's a difference between a black young man on top of a building with a cell phone. He gets shot, damn near paralyzed, and it's a white boy damn near the same block on a building with an actual real gun, shooting at police officers,
shooting voters,
and he didn't get a scratch on him. Is that the race relations you talking about?
And if you're black, you know you don't have to even go into the details of it because we see it play out every day.
All the time.
There's no games being played. We know it. We see it. You have. We give it to you that your bullshit is stronger than our bullshit.
For sure.
And we gotta up our bullshit level.
Well,
and that's why I'm here.
We gotta start. When we see some
that's
shit.
why I'm here. We gonna start some shit.
When we see some stuff, we gotta start saying bullshit. What type of ish is this? What's the ish?
See, the first thing we can't say ish. We gotta say shit. Don't say ish. No, ish is ish.
I'm ladylike. I gotta
ish
say
means kinda. Shit means
when
for
you
sure.
say shit, put your pinky up.
What's this ish that's going on?
Here's the trip. Here's the difference. If I say this is bullish, that means it's kinda. If I say it's some bullshit, that means it's real.
I'm trying to be
a woman.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
Why didn't there been a TV show with
called Bullshit?
Yeah,
it's
or
blackish?
just bull, you know.
It was called a Chappelle show.
And then you don't got to get on there and say this was bullshit.
Because when Blackish came out, they had a problem with the Blackish name.
I've never watched Blackish.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
It's not bad.
I
mean, compared to what
they really get deep
on television.
Yeah, they get deep. It ain't watered down. They really get deep on Blackish. I like it.
Right. I've never seen it because I when you say Blackish, then that turns me off because I'm thinking you gonna water it down off top.
No,
it's on television.
Blackish.
No, they go
it is
deep.
watered
They
down.
go
But
deep.
the fact of the matter is, a full family with a mother and a father and children, and you know what I'm saying. Even grandparents are involved. I mean, right off topic.
I seen the grandmama say she need a hug.
Yeah.
You know how I do with old women.
Look.
Right.
You paid attention to that.
Hey, I seen that commercial.
It's
not like I need to
So
be
is that GILF? Is that what that is?
I don't know. You tell me what it is.
You just did a lot of stuttering.
I thought we was talking about race relations. You brought up some other shit.
Okay, let's talk about race relations
I brought it
again.
up. Rewind that, y'all.
Okay, again, with this R. Kelly thing. I know we talked about it. Everybody done talked about it. But here is my point. White people, when they do crazy type shit, they sugarcoat their stuff like, you know what, he was a good person. They might go to dinner talking about him like a dog, but they're not going to put him on blast in front of their people. We, as black people, will put ourselves on blast, our friends on blast, like what we was doing to R. Kelly. We was giving them what they wanted to see, which was ridiculous. Why did we have to?
I've seen you on Facebook defending R. Kelly.
I'm not defending R. Kelly. Did I just defend him? I didn't defend him.
She's not defending him.
I didn't defend him. I said even if he did right or wrong, we as a people should not be entertaining these white people like, oh yeah, because anytime a person say I agree, well, white person say they agree, I don't want to agree with no white person because I know I just love it.
Said, girl, I'm in love with you.
John Legend.
I got some tennis shoes.
Look who he married to. Look who he married to.
Another idiot.
Look.
But like I said, I'm not okay with what R. Kelly
And
did.
I ain't gonna call John Legend an idiot. I'm just gonna say.
I'm gonna call
I
him.
think
No, I'm
he
gonna say.
is.
Biatch!
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
say,
My bad. I mean,
I'm gonna say
Jason,
maybe.
I told you to control.
You
me.
cannot have control of you? Okay.
I'm gonna say maybe he didn't know
Right.
No,
did.
that we ain't supposed to put
That's
each
how
other
light
on
skinned
blast.
dudes act, man.
He supposed to went to
They always
R.
beside
Kelly.
themselves.
He got personal ways to get to R. Kelly.
Hey, artist,
He got on
John
the actual
too.
show like a little bitch.
So what I'm saying, he shouldn't have got on the show,
But he
Like a
also
little
took a
bitch.
picture with Weinstein.
he could have went and hollered at him. Like,
Outlaw
hey,
Radio, dreams and nightmares. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you the bug, sometimes you the windshield.
Hey.
Meaning sometimes you smash and sometimes you get smashed.
That's kind of messed up.
When we come back, we'll do real talk.
Hey.
We still got the Hip Hop Snob coming up. We still got a lot of current events to discuss. I'm glad you tuned in. If you're a consistent listener, welcome back. If you're new to the show, what it do? Holla at your boy. I'm the Mayor 414 on Twitter. I'm KB, the Mayor on Instagram. I am Kevin Barnes with my government name on Facebook. And we'll be right back after this.
What's going on, everybody? This is a real talk. So, we know Black History Month is coming up, and we're going to be bombarded with MLK stories and the little bit of time they allow our kids to learn about their history. And whether you like them or hate them, or whether you agree or disagree, you have to give it up for MLK, who was willing to die for what he believed. So today, on Real Talk, I really have more of a question. Is what are you willing to die for? Is there anything that we have as a people, collectively, that we're willing to die for? And what are they? So I know I'm gonna get some answers like respect, money, neighborhood, family, children, friends, things of that nature. But as I go over them, respect. It can't be respect. Because the police don't respect you. The judges don't respect you. The politicians don't respect you. Even the businesses in your own community don't respect you. So it can't be that. Money. Can't be money. Because you get jacked and taxed at every turn. They ticket you for parking in front of your own house that you pay property tax for. They'll fine you. They'll make you pay tax for sports facilities that you may never even go to. Look at your check stub.
preach.
They take Social Security from your check and tell you it won't be available when you need it. You must pay them to live.
Wow.
You have to pay them to own a business. You have to pay them. You have to have a license to even sell a product. You have to pay them a license to fish. You pay a fee to retrieve your own money from an ATM. They take your money every single day, so it can't be that. Hood, territory, can't be that either. Because they'll ride down on your hood anytime they feel like it. They'll take your guns. They'll beat you down in broad daylight. They'll abuse you. They plant evidence on you. They harass you in your own neighborhood. They evict you from your home. Won't even allow you to have a business in your own communities. They tell you when, where, and how to even congregate. So it can't be that. Kids, family, you willing to die for them, friends. They shoot your children in the streets. They rape your mothers and your sisters, murder your brothers. They slander your reputation. They dishonor your family name and integrity. So I know what has to be God, right? God. I'm going to die for God. But they'll bomb your churches, your mosques, your temples. They change the nationality, the skin color of your prophets, even your God. They continually tamper with your holy books and adding and taking away from them. They blame entire religions for deeds done by individuals while ignoring or even justifying the atrocities committed by their own religious organizations. So again, I'll ask as I began, I'll ask black man, black woman, kings, queens, gods, goddesses, brothers, sisters, real ass niggas, badass bitches, thugs, gangsters, pimps, hoes, players, thotch, rich or broke, haves and have-nots. Is there anything we as a people are still willing to die for? Real talk.
Damn.
On your ass, boy. 7 ways from Sunday. I told you, upside your head or eating up your ass. You got to figure out, you want to get smacked or you want to get an enema. It is what it is. That's how radio dreams and nightmares.
What a choice!
Right, well, I'm going to make it hard on you.
Sound like Charlemagne.
I'm going to make it hard on you, baby.
Charlemagne talk like that.
This is what we do here. So shout out to Brother Jason. I'd like once again, I It's your segment. You get to do what you do.
Yes, sir.
If you want to open that up for discussion, or if you just say, no, pimp it, chop it up, do what it do.
Drop the mic.
No,
Right. Well, don't drop it because that shit's expensive. Like, at least push it out.
I would have dropped it after that. I'm
No,
like,
I can't.
That would have been your last show. Like, oh, shit.
He's supposed to go like this. Boom!
Let me tell you,
don't listen to Regent. how to get fired.
That's the drop the mic
Right.
thing right there.
It's always open for discussion. You know what I mean? Back and forth. It's cool.
No, I thought it was beautiful, and I thought that it kind of it's an amalgamation of everything we're talking about. There's different ways, like there's different personalities, there's different characters on the show.
Yes.
Maybe you don't respond to what I said. What Brother Jason said was poignant. And there's some people, believe it or not, who actually like him over me. Like, I can't believe it either. But I mean, the cheekbone definition, and just the boyish good look, like
And you here too?
Right, you see? There we go. But no, man, shout out to you, man. I dig that. And,
Yes.
and I do want people to understand that, it's conflict of interest for them to even help us. Because God forbid in a state where 90% of the population represents people of color, if we cut that by 15%, communities up north go under. God forbid the people up north feel the backhand side of poverty like we do. Right?
The whole game is played on our backs. Bro.
Right, it's all played on our backs, and all we got to do is just stand up to fuck the chessboard up, but we won't
stand
do
up,
it.
they fall down.
Put it this way, y'all. Next, on the 20th, they're going to give everybody their food stamps. So in February, Black History Month, it's going to be a lot of black people hungry.
Listen, let me tell you something about food stamps. You need what you need, but let me tell you something. Public assistance is the ends to a means. Just like the dope game, for all you brothers that's in the game, it's the ends to a means. You ever heard them say the ends justify the means? That means I do what I got to do to make happen what I need to happen. Them babies got to eat. But it ain't no retirement plan in the dope game, and it ain't no prosperity and welfare and living off the government. So, fuck them food stamps.
Agree.
Get your mind right.
Agree.
Humble yourself.
Agree.
Stop thinking about instant gratification and get in the grind mode. Because that's what we do here. If 1,000 of you motherfuckers had said we love what you were doing, I probably wouldn't do the show no more. Because anything that ain't worth grinding for ain't worth having.
And plus, it go back to the family. Okay? If you was making $10 an hour, but you work...
Which ain't shit.
Okay, but it ain't shit, but you making $10 an hour.
Oatmeal beat no meal.
And that's still more than food stamps a month.
What if you took that 10% tithing and put it up for yourself?
I thought we got it to churches on the last show.
And had a savings.
We insulted the churches on the last show.
I'm just saying about how many families give to that and don't have. Like, what if you put that up for yourself for a rainy day? What if you did that? What if you invested 10% in yourself?
You get interrupted.
What if you put $10 in the church?
I can't do that.
What if you put $10 in the church and put $10 up?
I thought $10. Church only takes $10. I thought it was more.
I'm just saying, if you're 10% in the church and 10% at home, you save.
But see,
the moral of the story here is, don't be ashamed to say what you want to say. See, more often than not, they convince us as black people that if you that one black dude that always got to say something about what's going on, you're the wrong one. No, why can't you just be more like Tim? Because fuck Tim. I don't want to be Tim. I'm Kev.
Well, I'm trying to
and
get
Kev don't play that shit. So we shouldn't be ashamed of speaking out against the oppression. See, right now what's happening in this country is they want to do what they want to do without us saying anything about it. And some of us be like, I just want to go along and get along, which I understand. But understand this, every time you pass up the chance to speak out or stand up, it gets that much closer to your front door. So you can have a nice crib in Brown Deer right now and it's all gravy in the Navy. But guess what? You got nieces and nephews. You got all kinds of family out here. And the bullshit that comes from our community will penetrate your shit. It'll come to your front door to your own little girl.
Your grandchildren.
It's sliding down the pole for a pimp.
What I'm saying is,
you understand me?
Yeah.
I sent it to the best of schools. Yeah. Well, he got her now.
But see, y'all, okay, y'all talking about...
It wasn't a problem till then.
The government and
wasn't a problem
everything.
till the pimping came.
But listen, y'all, all this said and done, we're going to have to get together.
All right?
She said get together.
I'm not taking it like that because This is seriously going to
I
affect
gotta
us
get
right
shot,
now.
man. We gotta get you that
month-
sound effect.
No, next.
Don't
The
say
food-
get together.
the food
I'm sorry,
stamps.
Reggie.
Not even
No, let
about the
Reggie
food
talk.
stamps. It's just that we're going to have to come together. You know, we black people are survivors. We can turn some ramen noodles into some spaghetti.
That's real.
I'm just saying that.
Who wants that shit?
It's not good.
It's
But
not.
you'll be
Famous
full.
sausage meatballs. Who
I'm
fuck
just
wants that?
saying, we about to go through some shit.
Somebody
people
hungry?
thinking, people are distracted with this
Tastes
R.
like
Kelly
steak.
shit, but we about to go through some stuff.
No,
You
you
know
know
what
got
I'm saying?
to.
You know what? When you've been on your own and you've been doing what you got to do for the whole time, which is what black people, ain't never been a president that helped us. Ain't never been a mayor, governor, alderman, senator. I don't give a fuck what you call office. They've never helped us.
Never.
I
And
agree.
there's never been any justice. It's only ever been just us.
I
Right.
And
agree.
as soon as
And
we
that's
get
what I'm
over,
saying.
as soon as we get over this and get to this, better off we'll be.
That's what I'm saying.
How much time we got?
I agree.
Justice.
Oh, we good.
That's what
We
I'm
good.
saying. Justice. We're gonna have to get together. We so far apart now, but it's just gonna be a time and point where we gotta get together.
We didn't have a president that was
We have to
openly
come
trying
together.
to initiate a
Check
race
this out.
war.
Come together.
I want to talk about this because we got to do the hip hop snob. I have to do the hip hop snob while
Yes.
Shock King is in the building. And Brother Jason had brought this up before, so we had approached this topic. President Obama came out and said that he felt like Libya was his biggest mistake.
Really?
Yes, sir. He
Really?
said, yeah. He said, you know,
Wow.
if I could do anything over,
Oh,
I'd do.
that's bullshit.
Right. So Jason has long, and I usually shut him down because that's what I usually do to people. It's not
He can't help
personal.
it.
I
He
just
can't
usually
help
do that. But you've talked about the slavery and I seen you one night go so hard and I thought you was gonna fall out in the garage. Slavery.
You thought I was gonna fall out. Hey.
Well, no, I did. I thought you was gonna fall out. No, I was committed. That show you I'm all in. I ain't playing. I'm fucking out.
This is tragic irony
Brother
in
Jason
this
had to-
motherfucker.
The cameras wasn't here. You can't prove that shit. She don't even know about that.
I'm
It's-
trying to figure out what
it's
happened.
etched
You
in
wasn't
my
here. See what happened when you missed one class?
I didn't do live.
Right. No. We don't do live. Men don't do live.
It was semi-live. in this
Right.
motherfucker.
So you know, he said Libya was his biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Right.
Only I'm not sure it was a mistake. You know what I mean? I believe he did what he was told. But he Africa was doing something. They was creating a currency that was about to take the dollar off the table.
So let me get this straight. The first black president of the United States
Yeah.
First black.
made a
first
mistake
black,
in Africa in terms of his foreign policy.
First black. First black.
Let's talk about the irony of that.
It's
You had one job. You the kicker. All you were supposed to do as the first black president is not fuck up in Africa.
brother.
And your one regret, and we think it's many that you should be saying, oh yeah, and then action, they still robbing people. We know you ain't come to Milwaukee, so that's the difference. You know.
Chicago.
didn't come
Right.
here.
Didn't
He
say
did
nothing
come
about the
here.
Well, he came to
gangs in
Master Lock and he
Chicago.
got the fuck up out of town and he never
No,
came
he didn't
back.
have no guards. He did come
Right.
here.
See,
Get him
people
in
always
his
got
car.
excuses. The car broke down. No. No. Stop
I'm not
that.
throwing nobody
Stop that.
black under the bus.
Right. His ass is run over by the 62. Some capital shit like Jason always.
Every brother ain't a brother. Come on.
All right. So we're gonna do the hip hop now because I got some shit I want to talk about with hip hop. The live portion of the show, we only give you just pieces of it on YouTube because your ass need to tune into the live show too.
Man,
What's wrong with you?
what are you doing?
Right. Why would you want to half do it?
What's wrong
Because
with
we
you?
half ass. That's
You
what
ain't
we
got your
do.
pants off. You got them down.
We
It's better when you
half-ass.
take them all the way off.
That's what they mean by
Trust me.
half ass.
Right.
Sagging, we
Who
half
wants
ass.
half ass?
We
I want the
half-ass.
whole ass.
Oh,
Right.
Just want to listen to your ankles.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some hip hop, some classic hip hop music, and take a break. You can go and refill your beverage, use the bathroom. This is a show for people over 40, so I know some of y'all gotta use the bathroom. You know, your kidney ain't what it used to be. We'll be back, man, and we'll do the hip hop snob, and then we're gonna keep it popping.
Yeah.
And then you can download the show on YouTube. Hit subscribe, man. Stop
Man,
playing.
twice.
I tell you what, let's make a deal. You come out with a show, I'll subscribe to your channel. But since you ain't got yours started yet, mine's already up. Go subscribe to my shit.
Sounds fair.
We'll be right back after this. Outlaw Radio on the Thursday night, December 17, 2019. It's time for the Hip Hop Snob. Go back and listen to the previous shows if you want to understand the purpose of this segment. Yes, I do have my representative gold chain on. I have my fake gazelles. You know, the vest is real. It is a real Glock somewhere around here. If you want to check on that. But we do the hip hop snob just to keep my people who are 40-year-old hip hop fans. I'm not ashamed to say it. And over. You know. And if you're 39, stop cheerleading for the other side. You with us. But you know, the big news this week was the whole Dame Dash thing. I watched Dame Dash. And I think Dame Dash is an articulate brother. I think this is a brother who, you know, ascended to the top of the rap game, and he understands the way the game is played in terms of our culture and the way they kind of put it into play. I call it cultural homogenization. In the 90s, and rap music kind of took off, and it became commoditized, and it became this product that changed the world. But then it was taken from us because, like I said, it was commoditized, and then the game had to change. So we'll get into that, but the whole thing is we did a show last Saturday called Closure. A beautiful show, despite the fact that I fucking fell out at the end.
There was
Nobody knows that shit. Wouldn't know it if I didn't tell you.
It was closure.
It was closure like a motherfucker. Shit was over. Well, the Kev done fell out to get the show over, right? But Dame Dash is, you know, he's going at Jay-Z, and there's always a thing with Jay-Z and Dame Dash because of what happened with Rockefeller. I'm not a tremendous Jay-Z fan. I'm a reasonable doubt individual. If you're not a hip-hop dude like me, you don't understand the significance of hip-hop, and you don't understand the significance of reasonable doubt. It's Jay-Z's magnum opus, and it's a collective effort between him, Dame, Biggs, Kareem Biggs, Burke. That whatever they did, whatever they came up with, their vision was kind of encapsulated to Reasonable Doubt. It's a classic hip hop album. I don't think Jay-Z has touched it since, and he himself has said he hasn't touched it since. But we know Rockefeller just became this kind of comet, and then it blew apart, and Aaliyah was in there, and I don't know what it was about Aaliyah that made so many grown men, because I've looked at her and I'm saying, you know, let's talk about just looking at her visually. She looks like a little girl. She has the breasts of a 10-year-old. She has the butt.
No titties, no booty.
Right, none of that. So I'm not to look. I'm saying I'm a man. So I'm saying even back then, she must have been a hell of a person, and I don't deny that.
Had a mouth.
But yeah, well, that too. So I'm saying so that's kind of like the thing with and I think Dame says some very intelligent things about entrepreneurship, and I think Dame exists as an entrepreneur. And you know, he's not without flaw, he's not without contradiction, but no man is. I think that the whole thing with R. Kelly is the back and forth now, is the fallout in the game of, because there were so many enablers involved who allowed whatever happened to Aaliyah to happen. And I wasn't there. Hell, I was in school. I don't know. I was educating myself. Women were taking advantage of me at the time. But I've already talked about how, you know, women have victimized me over my life and objectified me. And I understand it, you know what I'm saying? I see how I look back at pictures of myself and I say, you know, I would have done that too. But I'm saying, within that, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, let's put a lock, or let's put a padlock on this. And if there's any young lady out there right now in this game, in entertainment, if there's any young lady out there right now that's being exploited by a grown-ass man, I don't give a fuck if she's a singer, a beatboxer, a Congo player, let us all speak up at the same time. And see, my thing with all of them is all y'all was there, but none of you said anything. You were all enablers. So fuck all y'all. And nobody has the right to call anybody out right now. I even said as a fan, because your body's calling me, and the remix of Bump and Grind, look, listen. Yes, I said, okay, well, she was 15, but I hear you calling. Hey, I was with the shits. So I'm just as guilty. Just want to make sure that it doesn't happen ever again. And all this surviving R. Kelly shit, now Michael Jackson, the documentaries come out, we already know Michael Jackson. We already know about all of it. We already knew about the Aaliyah thing. We got to stop arguing about shit that happened 20 years ago. Let's move forward. Because one thing is for sure right now, we all have daughters. And the continuous objectification of women in hip-hop and outside of hip-hop has to stop. And when you talk about whether or not Jay-Z had Foxy Brown and all this kind of shit, nobody cared then and nobody care now. They all made millions. And I'm not saying getting raped is worth millions, but I'm saying if you're going to get raped, don't get raped for free. Now, the next thing I have with the hip-hop snob is Big Boy. I don't care about Travis Scott. This is these new booties. Y'all take that. That's y'all hell. But Big Boy from Outkast, For real? You gonna do the Super Bowl?
Mm.
Now, bruh, I think your career is pretty much made. I don't know how many new fans you're gonna get from this versus them just going back to listen to the international players anthem with Pimp C and you and Bun B and Andre 3000 and all that, or listening to the Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music album,
Right.
which is one of this on the same level as the Reasonable Doubt album. It's one of those albums you just gotta you listen to it, you say, holy shit.
Classic.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Big Boy, I don't know you, brother, and I don't know you, I don't know how you might owe somebody, I don't know. But there's no way, no how, shape, form, or fashion you should be doing the fucking Super Bowl. Fuck the NFL. And until there's justice for Kaepernick, it shouldn't be no justice at all. When you're talking about a league that they got their own running rule that they didn't even follow to hire minority coaches. When you talk about a league where the players are 85% black, but the ownership is 0% black.
Hello.
And you gonna perform? Big Boy, I never wanted to say this to you because you was always one of my favorites, but you're looking real funny right now. And you might look and say, who is this motherfucker in Milwaukee calling me out? Oh, his name is Kevin Barnes.
Uh-oh.
And believe me, I'm bigger in person than I am on camera. So holla at your boy. Cardi B with the fucking Miami Girls twerk video. Never seen those. Have you ever seen Tip Drill? Back in the days by Nelly?
They talked about
And everybody said, holy shit, he ran the credit card down the girl.
yeah.
Listen, the twerk, the video with her and the Miami Girls, Lord have mercy. Now, it ain't on model or nigga levels for me, but, I mean, I'm a mature male.
Yeah.
So I'm used to, how women have victimized me. And sometimes they did it that way. Like, look at my booty. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't want to look at it.
Okay,
But
get to the point.
I guess I'll watch. If you want to bend over like that.
Get to the
So
point.
the Cardi B, the new Cardi B shit, go watch it. Anybody seen it?
I ain't seen
With the
it.
Miami, Jeremy looking for it now.
Bro, yeah, he don't have it.
Right, it's oh boy, shit.
But here's the thing. I know you can call me old or whatever.
No, you are.
I don't have a thing for silicone.
No, this ass. This ain't no clay. This
Yeah,
ain't
you
no.
sure?
No.
Are you sure?
Look,
Are you
I
sure?
know what real ass
Yeah,
moves.
all
No,
right.
I heard Cardi B ain't had no real ass.
Yeah,
She ain't the only one twerking in the
But
video.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Watch the video.
Enough said.
No,
Hip hop shit for real. Then I looked at now if you really want to do, I do YouTube. I'm now all of a sudden we got shows up, but I've always watched YouTube. I love Vlad TV, regardless if people say he's a fed, whatever. Fuck it, don't get on there and tell your story. He has Lil D from Oakland from back in the days, who's an infamous drug dealer. He has Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Freeway Rick, and they talk about the glory days of the cocaine cowboys from the 80s. I just want black people to understand one thing. Well, I want them to understand two. Number one, is this is something that was perpetuated on us. We just talked about it, about them you really allowing those drugs in, and you can have those individuals become millionaires off crack back then because that's the way the game was played.
Right.
It's not that way right now. They've been put a clamp on that border. They've been started regulating who can get what. Now they still do it, but it's not like then, right? Because now it's about pills. So ask white people. But I'm saying, listen to those stories and don't want to come up with a new song about it. Like, we don't need new rappers named after these dudes. We need, and if you listen at their interviews, they talk about the undesirable effects. Yeah, I had a Maserati. Yeah, I had a Porsche. Yeah, I had diamonds. Yeah, I had millions.
But
I didn't have shit when I got out of jail. And I lost 30-some years of my life. Or shit, look what I did to my own community. I decimated it. So, when we talk about hip-hop, let's focus on that. I want to say for 2019, Soulja Boy's out here looking 67,000 years old. I'm not going into that shit. That's him. I ain't got to sell records. He does. I'm just saying, Soulja Boy, you want to take claim for all this shit. Really, the only thing you did was you just the first one to get a YouTube deal. That's what you did. But that change was inevitable anyways because the digital streaming, because, Napster was before that. There was already a debate about digital content versus CDs, records, tapes, and bootlegging and all that kind of stuff. So you can break your arm, pat yourself on the back, and you get that designation. I don't got a dog in the fight with that. You do what you do. My last thing is to say this. I played 2 J. Cole songs tonight. J. Cole is a young rapper. J. Cole's 5th album just went platinum with no features. Think about that, because that's what hip-hop is about. It's not about having Hammer on your latest song.
Right.
It's not about you having the biggest features and all this kind of shit. What it's really about is you getting down to the music. It's really about you understanding that if you got something to say and it's poetic and it's artistic, you can do it, and you can do it in your own way, and you don't got to follow the rules that everybody else follows. If it's good, the people will receive it. like Outlaw Radio, like the Hip Hop Snob. The real people gonna receive it. I see y'all with the Hip Hop Snob next week.